Hello, everybody, and welcome to session number 9. There are only 3 sessions left of this act, and the Zodiac Games are winding down. So, we are knee deep in the rainforests of Brazil, and the characters have found themselves in a very unique situation amongst themselves. So, because of that, in the same vein, I wanted to ask this specific warm up question. Ignoring what happened with the body switching, but it's related to that. If there was some ability that your character wished they had that one of the other characters had, so for example, maybe Roxana really likes Juan's ability in culinary arts and cooking. So maybe that's an ability that she wishes she had. So this is a what in character does your character wish they had that another character is really strong in or has a really good ability in?
Mine is pretty easy. I think Levi would have loved to have been in Juan's body because I think Juan has the highest magic out of all of us. So I think it'd be really. I think Levi would have liked the opportunity to be like just super good at magic for once, like all of a sudden over like this course of just taking a potion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one's pretty easy for Levi.
Okay.
Yeah, and for Juan, I actually think the same. He's pretty happy he's in Levi's body because he would like to have his body, his physical strength. And yeah, that's actually something that I'm thinking that will impact Juan in the future, how when we see him as an adult, because it really is very different how fast and strong he is now and compared to his other body. So yeah, the physical prowess of Levi.
I think for Albion, he would like to be less clumsy. So any of the other characters have more dexterity than him, but on a little deeper level, I think even if some of what Roxy puts up is a little bit of a front, he admires her ability to just not really care too much what people think. At least she puts that forth because he's constantly has that battle in the back of his head. Like, is he, making his family proud? Is he, putting forth a good, character for his family name? So I think he kind of admires Roxy's just carefreeness in ways.
Cool. I will now ask a secondary question. So, let's say that everyone in the Zodiac games, not just Team Wampus, but everyone swapped bodies with each other. If you could choose which body your character ended up in and had to be in that person's body for 24 hours, which body would you think would be most interesting for your character to be in for 24 hours? And I specifically do want you to choose someone outside of Team Wampus.
I think for Levi, like it may be a little bit of a cop out for him, but I think Chance would be really interesting for him because like going from being like the biggest guy to the smallest would be pretty interesting. And then just kind of like being a leprechaun for 24 hours could be super interesting. Like his ability to just apparate almost at will, that luck thing he has, and just and then I get to speak with like a really cool Irish accent, so that'd be pretty fun.
That's true.
That makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
Lucky Levi.
Yes, that would be very fun.
Yeah, I had thought about Chance just because of, what's it like to be so small. But I think Al, it would be a toss-up between Chessa and Finn, because I think those are the two he's now learned a little more about and is very curious to kind of see, like, well, what's it like to be in their body is in terms of like perspective for a day, not necessarily their physical body and like what's that like, because I know he admires Chessa's abilities, but I think he's content with in terms of like how his level of magic is. But then just Finn like wanting to know, like, I don't know what's going on in his brain, or what's it like to be Finn for a day. So
Yeah.
it'd be a
Just
toss
want
up.
to look in the mirror.
that doesn't hurt, yeah.
Al would just stare at himself for
For 24 hours.
24 hours. I'm not taking advantage of this at all.
In the same way, like being in the head of and seeing the perspective of, I think Juan, or me at least, I would be very interested to see the world in the perspective of Ajika.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I
Ah.
mean, if you get in the body and like the mindset of Ajika, it's very interesting to see how he views some things
Yeah,
and people. Yeah, that's the thing I would want to know.
And
interesting.
he'll be able to tell us if he's a bad guy, because I'm pretty sure he is.
I don't know if that's how that works. I don't know if you would be
I
able
don't
to
know
get
if
into the
you know
memories.
most people's secrets, but
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't think
but-
that works that way.
Maybe you could check his cell phone and he's got like a text from like Grayback. Get them now. It's his cell phone we
Sweet.
need to get, not his body.
All right, fun question. Cool. So let's jump right in, shall we? So when we last left our heroes, they had a huge choice to make. They could either go after the T-bow / the warthog or pig that could turn itself invisible, versus following this very strange dust devil looking thing that's flying through the rainforest. And you chose to go to the dust devil thing. All right. So you chase after it, you follow after it, and I would say you're chasing after it for a couple more minutes, not too long, when you finally reach this relatively open grove. And by this point, the dust devil has spread out and enlarged itself until just as quickly as it appeared, it disappears with a gush of wind, and in its place is this ancient-looking forest temple. And it looks almost as if it's been there this entire time. Even though just for a moment ago, what you saw was a relatively empty grove. And at the very front of this temple is this large statue of a man young man with darkish skin, a pipe in his mouth, a big cap on his head, and he is standing on just one leg.
Does he not have a second leg, or he just...
He does not have a second leg. He only has one leg. Again, Levi at least knows this creature as the Saci Perere, which is a creature, magical, mischievous creature in Brazilian folklore.
When Juan says this, he's going to say, "What do you think it was? Invisibility magic? Mass operation?" But again,
Hey, you guys, I think I found the temple.
Out of character, does one of us still have the map? Do we decide who kept that? I don't remember.
we kept it.
Who has it in their possession?
It would have been on Juan's body, I believe.
Yeah,
So
it's
that'd be
my
On
body.
Juan's body. Okay,
So,
so that's
Albion, you have it.
So Al would... Juan, where did you put that? And he'll like start ruffling through pockets.
It's like that pocket, the inside pocket, like there.
So he'll pull it out and did they see an entrance of sorts?
Yeah, there is an entrance, so there is a opening, and it's not shut. It's just a open door.
And judging by what they can see on the outside versus looking at the map, are they able to kind of figure out where they're at on the map?
Probably not until you actually enter through the door.
Okay.
Okay.
So he'll kind of look at it, flip it upside down. I don't know. I can't, hand it over to them. Can either of you guys figure out where we're at?
Juan and Levi's body is going to grab it and be like, "Yep, nope. Want to take a look?" handing out to Roxana. But
Yeah, Roxana
Levi
will
and
take the
Roxana
lead.
as well.
Yeah, Roxana slash Albion will be thoughtful, trying to get the Albion persona of being thoughtful and short spoken, quiet
It's
spoken,
like,
quiet spoken.
whoa, it's like she's really here.
Which just
Thanks.
means Albion has to be more talkative this session.
Yeah,
Hey guys.
I'm just
So-
gonna say like, we're gonna have to enter to know.
while you're saying that Juan, as in Juan's body's stomach starts growling, and Albion, you have a sudden craving for a tortilla right about now. Sudden sheer craving for a tortilla.
So he'll kind of look down and then look back up at Juan and Levi's body. Are you always this hungry?
I mean, I usually eat a lot for breakfast, but I was feeling kind of nervous today. I only ate like 2 tortillas for breakfast, with like meat, of course, but like, yeah.
Yeah, and as he's saying that, you're starting to salivate.
Oh, I don't. Did anyone bring any food?
Did anyone bring any food? You know, before you went into a rainforest for who knows how long? Did anyone?
No.
No.
All right.
Why don't we ever think about this?
So, Albion, if you don't manage to find something to eat in the next hour, you're going to start taking penalties as the hunger will start to weigh on you. FYI, you have an hour warning.
I mean, they are in the rainforest, so
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
guess-
you are.
are there any fruit trees around or anything?
Sure, roll Juan's herbology.
I didn't have anything in herbology.
Then you roll your 2d6s and add...
-2.
Wouldn't it just be general knowledge, though?
Yeah.
Oh,
Roll
okay,
2d6s,
then-
that's fine.
So this is just +5.
Oh, general knowledge? Sure, that's fine. Yeah, you can do that.
Since herbology is like a subcategory of that.
Yeah.
12.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. So, Albion starts looking around and in Juan's body, and I'm gonna say that off to this side, you might find a type of tree whose bark that you know you can at least like chew on and get some nourishment from. It's not going to be bad for you if you. It would be bad if you ate a lot of the bark, but you believe you can get just enough at least to tide you over for another 2 hours, we'll say.
Alright, so he would start to peel some of it off and actually show it to Roxana and Albion's body and say, this is okay to eat, right? For some reason, I can't quite remember, but I think this is okay.
I'm gonna say, looks like Albion's soul is connected to plants.
Roxanne and Albion's body will give you a nod and something along the lines of, I think you're right, I think you can eat that.
Alright, so he would chew on some of that then.
Okay. You feel a little satiated, slightly.
Okay, guys. I guess let's head in.
Okay.
Have your
I'm
ones
sorry,
ready.
Mark. The guy, there's a guy standing there, or
Yeah,
you
a
said?
statue. There's a statue.
Oh, a statue. I'm sorry. I thought
Yeah.
you said he was just in. I was like, why don't
Yeah.
we just go ask him what's
I
up?
would say I would say the statue is about 6 feet tall, but Saci Perere is known to be a relatively small, like maybe like 2 feet tall at most in folklore.
Okay.
In Roxy's body, I like had this sudden urge to like mess with that statue, like I don't know, draw a mustache on it or something.
But you don't, or you do?
She has like paint supplies. Yeah, I'm
You
in
tell
Roxy's
me.
body. I definitely will.
All right.
So in Roxy's body, I just start taking out like these like paint supplies and just start drawing like mustaches and like swirly eyes and stuff over
Okay.
the statue.
Levi, come on. Have some respect for the entity whose temple we're about to enter.
I honestly have no clue why I'm doing this.
Everyone roll a observe spot, please.
Roxy got a 10.
Juan got a 10. I mean, Albion got a 10.
Yeah. since you're, I'm gonna have give Levi a disadvantage because he was distracted painting a mustache on something. So Levi will get a disadvantage.
So, but Juan, you are in Levi's body. You rolled a 15.
Oh,
Okay.
pretty good.
Yeah, was that with the Oh, right,
No,
right. Okay.
me.
That's in my body.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. So you just told Levi, let's get inside, and Levi was like, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Oh god.
I think Al would speak up and say, "Wait, Levi," and he'll look between them because he's still kind of getting used to who's who. Didn't you say something about this temple, like being a trickster creature? Like, shouldn't we prepare before we go in there? Like, does anyone know any like protection charms or anything?
Okay, that's maybe a good idea. And I think this is the moment when I'm gonna tell Albion all the spells that I know so that he can be ready for anything.
And out of character, are there any that we could cast on ourselves prior to going in?
Let me see.
I guess I'll ask this now. Al knows the spell Disruption, but the effect says it disrupts the normal function of a spell or ability that has a duration, but does not break or dispel the spell. So I didn't know, like, Hark, if you could give examples of like what that would look like if it just disrupts the normal function. Like,
It sounds like it's a softer version of Dispel in that it temporarily dispels / alters what the spell does. So effectively, it lets you disable something temporarily,
okay.
but it'll come back.
So like if we were to cast that like in general near the entrance just to kind of make check for any sort of thing, would it potentially give us something or potentially do something?
Yeah, I would say so.
Juan knows this spell. If you
So
want
that's
to
even
just-
better.
That's
yeah,
even better.
just nullify.
Levi knows this spell, so
There we go. So back in character, like shouldn't someone like cast something to see if there's any traps before we just walk in? Like what if the entrance is a trap?
I mean, Juan is going to say, Albion, in my body, you can use this spell to see if there's anything you can nullify in the entrance.
Alright, so Al would attempt to cast that.
Let me
Alright.
roll for you.
Roll.
And out of character, what can we see? You said it's an open entrance, like how far can we see in or what do we see?
You can see a tunnel, a dark tunnel, but it's not lit, so you can't see that far in. What did you
Okay.
get?
And Albion got a 22.
Ooh.
Good
So
stuff.
you attempt to cast the Dispel spell, and as soon as you cast it on the door itself, the doorway itself disappeared. And Albion believes the reason it disappeared is because the door was an illusion.
Ooh, dang it.
So there's no entryway now that we see.
Not that you see currently.
Well, I guess I just got rid of the only possible entryway.
Oh, thank you, Al.
That would have
Yeah.
really sucked to walk into that.
Probably.
But I guess that puts us back at square one about how to actually get into this place.
So let's walk around it, see if we can find an actual entrance.
If you do that and you start to walk around, Levi in Roxana's body trips and falls almost flat on his face.
Yeah.
And you realize that the reason you tripped is because Roxana's shoelaces were tied.
Hey, this is a very weird shoe thing you got going on, Rox, as I start untying them.
And Levi, I'm the one no, Roxana's the one supposed to trip because Al's the one clumsy. Oh, this is making too much of a mess in my brain.
This is really, yes, this is starting, but okay, I was walking just fine mere seconds ago. Something had messed with my shoes.
While you're on the ground, Roxana, with your 15 spot, I think was what you had. While you're on the ground, you're actually like looking up at the statue itself. And there's two things that you notice about the statue. One was there seems to be indentations around its hip, the area that looks very interesting because it's not a continuously solid statue. There's like some sort of indentation around the hip area. And the other thing is that in the buttocks of this statue, the buttocks area looks a lot shinier and less dustier than the rest of the statue.
And you said I would notice this?
You notice this from the ground because you're down on the ground looking up at the statue.
Hey everyone, I noticed this statue's butt. And it is...
Why?
I fell, I look up, and I saw butt. Okay, so, the butt is clean.
What do you... And he turns around and sees the clean butt. Okay, that's interesting.
Wait, and there's like indentations in the hips as well.
Would you mind casting this spell on the statue?
Sure.
Are you going to dispel it?
Yeah, he'll cast it again.
Yeah. If it has some kind of shape-shifting ability, it also gets rid of that.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
21.
You cast the spell on the statue. It looks like, based on how it behaves, that you dispelled something. Something on the statue got dispelled. But
Is the butt still shiny? Or
it's still shiny. You think the fact that the butt is shiny is not necessarily because of any magic, but maybe because...
Okay, I'm going to go touch the butt.
No, I go touch the butt.
No, I'll touch the butt.
I'll touch the butt!
Levi and Rock's fighting even in her
over who's gonna touch the statue.
While they're fighting, I think I would just go up and touch it.
You'll go ahead and touch the butt, and immediately the statue bends at the hip over, and nothing happens. You have a feeling the reason why nothing happens is because you just dispelled something.
Oh.
Well, we're just ruining every chance of ours to get into this temple, aren't we?
Do you guys still want to go look for the pig? Because that's still option.
No. Wait, we can do something about it.
Is there a way to, and this is in character, is there a way to undispel a spell?
Can
Use
we dispel or
disruption on
dispel?
disruption.
Can we dispel or dispel?
Technically no. However, if the magic, you personally don't think that you can dispel a dispel. But what do you guys do?
Well,
Well,
fuck.
Can we maybe take a closer look at the statue, see if there's any sort of mechanical... Like, we saw it bend now. Did it stay
Yeah.
bent? Like,
Yeah.
it kind of explore if there's any sort of mechanical way that we could...
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an observe spot.
You want to roll me a spot, Clef?
I'll roll you a spot. We got a 12 and a 13. We don't notice anything?
Okay, you don't notice anything about the statue. However, you notice that there's some bubbles that are starting to float around in the air. And if you immediately look around, because you're like, that's strange, where are bubbles coming from? You look around, and several yards away from you, you will see this very short man with a pipe who's currently on one leg, standing on one leg, because he only has one leg, and the hat. It looks a spitting image of the statue that you guys are around right now. And the bubbles are forming now around the buttocks area and then disappear. You may presume that the magic that was applied to that statue has just been reapplied. And the creature, the short creature, before you have a chance to really react with him, he sort of like takes his little finger and he goes, ah, 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 ah. And then he spins around into a dust devil, and then pops out of the the location that he was at.
I think I'm just gonna say I think he reapplied the butt. Refilled the butt.
Okay, so this little thing is definitely messing with us. But do we have like a bottle? Do we have
But.
a but? He's messing with us, but as in continuing sentence. Do any of us have a bottle? Legend says only catch little thing in bottle.
I mean,
Al would look at rocks and say, "There's at least 20 of them in the bag."
Yeah.
we can probably if we don't. Yeah, we have bottles.
Okay.
Maybe each of us should take one from her. You know,
Yeah,
just in case. Who knows? We might get separated.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Albion,
that's a good idea.
Roxanne and Albion's body, I'm sure will be able to provide each of you with a bottle. Yes.
Okay.
So you each have an empty bottle.
Al, try to touch the butt again.
He'll reach out and right before he touches, he says, "Doesn't anyone else find this a little suspicious? Like he really wants us to go in there? Like
He
that makes
wants
me
us
a
to
little
touch the
nervous."
butt. He wants us to touch the butt.
Well, we
And-
came here to go in there anyways, right? Like,
Yeah, so just touch the butt.
Okay, he'll touch it.
You'll touch the butt, and as soon as you touch the butt,
touch the butt.
you hear a like some flagellation. There's this horrible odor surrounding you in like this like yellow greenish cloud.
Oh.
And then suddenly, just as quickly as the cloud emits from the butt, it starts to suck back in. But as it sucks it back in, it takes Juan's body, and magically Juan goes up the butt. Up the butt of the statue, and he's gone.
I'm gonna try and yell, Albion! Al! Can you
Do I-
hear me?
Rocks. You really need to get stink bombs like that. That is awful.
Do I hear Clef yelling my name?
I'm
Or
going to say
Juan.
that, so I'll get to you in a moment.
Alright.
So all I will say is that on the statue side, you don't hear anything. You don't hear a response.
Okay, I have to go get Al. I said to him that he should touch the butt. I'll go for you, Al! Wait for me! And he will run and touch the butt. Like,
Yes, you will run and touch the butt. The exact same thing happens. Oh, worse than before, the smell. And then you shoot up the butt.
Well, I guess I need to touch butt. I just like one finger tap the butt.
All right. Same thing, and I'm going to say that Albion's body goes up as well. On the other end, meanwhile, so Albion and Juan's body will arrive first. You will find yourself in a tunnel, a dark tunnel, and there's no light. It's fairly dark. And one by one, the other three companions will arrive as well.
oh, I can still smell it. Oh.
All right, you guys. What if we're really in his butt?
I don't want to think about that.
So you think his butt is the temple?
I don't
No,
know with magical
let's not
things. I
talk
just know
about
that
the
this
butt
is weird,
anymore.
okay?
Al will get the map again and kind of look around and see if he can figure anything out based on where they are now.
Yeah, I'm going to say that just based on the orientation of the tunnels, you believe you're on the bottom left-hand corner of the map.
Okay. Did you
So
guys
that
see the
means-
map in Discord?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that means we have like a room we can go at the right.
Yeah, so first of all, does anyone have Lumos? I'm assuming one of you does.
I mean, probably.
I don't. Levi's
never-
body doesn't. Oh, but remember we used his mage fu like fire fist to light up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
can do that. Yeah, you
I'll,
can do
I'll
that.
do that again.
So that's your light source, is the fire fist. And
That's so cool.
that's really cool. And you notice that along the walls of all of these tunnels are many identical looking doors. Many, 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 many.
God.
They're just covering the hallways and the walls of the hallways.
Levi, do you remember anything about the creature that has something to do with doors?
No.
Fuck. Okay then. Let me just try this. And Juan is going to try to open up
wait.
one of the doors.
1 second. Before we move any doors. Okay. My teacher, Anna Silva, told me very important message before we came here. I think it's going to apply soon. I don't know. Unfortunately, I can't remember. Something about like follow big somethings, little somethings, connect like the other somethings.
Well, that's helpful.
That's really helpful. Big something connected small
Okay,
something.
no. All right. She said connect the dots, and she said, I really can't remember what she said about the little. You wrote it down, Al. What'd you say?
Out of character, it's not with my notes here. It's on notes that I have at home. So
Okay.
Oh,
it
God.
was something about.
Levi, roll. That's fine. Roll a general knowledge using Roxana's body. Roxana's.
All
Run general knowledge, please.
Oh, okay. She is
Please remember it.
12.
You distinctly remember that the other piece of advice she gave you was you want the short one.
The short one. I knew it had something to do with height. Okay, so we want the short one, and we need to connect dots.
Al looks around and sees if there's any dots anywhere.
You don't see any dots. You just see a whole bunch of identical looking doors.
Okay. Wait. Guys, he says, and he will like go over to the map. You see that like there's like circles, right? But like at the top of the map, there's a little circle. Like inside a big circle. Maybe that's the little one?
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
that's where we're going.
Didn't you say short one though, Levi?
Yes.
Ugh.
I mean that spot does look peculiar, but I don't know if it's really the short one.
I mean, we can't just go on and open every single.
Oh, also, I have no clue if it applies to this.
She's a divination teacher, probably does. We don't have
I
any
just
other.
thought it'd be important to bring up just in case we see dots and short stuff.
Well, we'll keep that in mind, but for now I think we either try one of these doors or try following this trail in front of us.
I'm gonna try to open one door. If a dragon comes and kills us,
Just
Well-
slam the door.
Al gets ready to cast the spell in case he needs to.
We're gonna get. What if we get like brought into like the Pokemon Dream World or something? That'd be cool.
No, this is where the crossover happens. We just suck the
In the Mass Effect. Whoa!
Mass Effect world. Okay, Juan is going to go to the nearest door and attempt to open it. I really like the creature like na na na.
Yeah.
So, Juan, you go over to the handle of the door, and as soon as you hit the handle, this big surge of like electricity goes up your body, like a joy buzzer, dealing 5 points of electricity damage to you. 5
No
points
more
of
doors.
electricity damage, and you realize that specific door is a fake door.
Okay, no doors. Fuck, that hurt.
Well, are any of the doors shorter than the others?
No, they all look identical.
So we walk
Oh.
into.
Do your little like dispel thing to dispel the illusionary doors. Maybe we see real door.
Worth a shot, so I'll cast that again.
Sure, go ahead.
24.
Yeah, you will believe you can suppress or disrupt the electrical magic in the several doors around you within a certain radius. What do you do?
Once it's open, try to open it. Once the magic is gone.
You'll go to a door and you'll try to open a door. The door seems to be fake, but no electricity surges through it.
Okay, so they're just fake doors.
They're just fake doors.
Okay, so we have two options. We can keep dispelling and trying to open every single door, or we can just like... I think this is the better option. We walk and try to see if there's a shorter door, to see if that advice helps in any way. If not, then we're gonna have to dispel and try every single door, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I
I think it's
probably
probably
best-
worth heading further into the temple.
Wait, don't you have like? Oh, my Levi was coming out. Don't you have like a ring of like astral projection? Can't you just like use that to go further down the hall without having to go down the hall and maybe activate trap?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know if my... Well, wait, this would be on Roxy, sorry. She would...
No,
well, wait, it's
we-
on our wand, that's right.
Yeah, we changed once.
Yeah,
We
I
gave
mean,
our
we,
wands back to each other, right? Or
we
did
can try that.
Yeah,
No, yeah, we have our wands, so...
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if they're standing in that bottom left tunnel, out of character, guys, I vaguely remember, didn't the letter say something about X marks the spot, or was I imagining that?
There is an X on the map, yes.
Right, I just saw that.
It said that. Let me go check real quick.
I forget.
It's
If
in the
it
Discord.
did, in character, Al would point that out. I just wanted to clarify before he did.
Let me go check real quick. Yeah, you can
Okay.
say that.
X marks the spot was definitely something important.
So Al would, after looking a little closer at the map, say, "Wait, guys, does anyone else think this looks like someone has marked this spot here?" And he'll point to the room where the X is.
X marks the spot. We're
I mean-
hunting a pirate treasure.
X marks the spot of either what we're looking for or where this
Our death.
Or
creepy
death,
guy's
yeah.
trying to lead us. Yeah.
So we go.
So yeah, I guess if
We
Al
still
can't,
have problem of multiple doors and no way of getting out of this.
Yeah, for now, let's ignore the doors. And yeah, that's a very good suggestion. We should just go to the X.
it looks
Okay,
like
so that's what you guys are doing?
it looks like there's two ways there, guys. Should we go right or left?
Left is the shortest, but I don't trust that, so let's go right.
No, wasn't it? Pick shortest. Something about shortest.
If that's what this was referring to, then yes.
I'm gonna just keep going shortest stuff until the day I die because I don't know what it meant.
Okay, Levi, we'll go to the left then.
All right, so you guys are going to head left, and you're going to make your way towards where the X is?
Yeah.
All right. You will make your way around, and the map does seem very accurate. And again, you continue to see doors and doors and doors and doors and doors and doors and doors all the way until you reach that room. And now you finally are in that room where the X is telling you to go.
So when they get into the room with the X, does it look any different than any of the other?
No, doesn't look any different.
There's still doors though.
There's still doors, though.
I think this is the door.
Let's try. Let's go closer, and I'm gonna try to see if there's anything different on the floor, the roof, or if there's any short door that looks different.
There doesn't seem to be anything particularly different about this room or the doors that are in this room that you can tell.
Rox's body will open the door that the X is.
Wait. Before you reach for it, Al will stop you. Say, "Wait, don't forget the dispel," and he'll cast the dispel.
No. Wait.
Wait.
Before you do that, last
Yeah.
time you cast dispel on magic statue, almost broke statue. Maybe not dispel magic X door.
Yeah, that's true though. Try not to die.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's either gonna shock you or you're right, I could disrupt the magic that we need, but if you're willing to take that risk.
In
I mean, it
Rox's
didn't
body,
hurt
I sure
that
am, and I'll
much.
open the door.
You'll go over to the door, and you grab the handle. Nothing happens.
Oh,
You
okay.
try to twist the door's handle. It turns. You try to pull the door open. It opens. And when it opens, if you peer inside, there appears to be another room, relatively large room, with another door at the opposite side of the room,
Like,
with another statue of some sort. But you'll probably need to get a closer look at the statue. It doesn't look like the Saci Perere. It doesn't look like the Saci Perere statue. It's a different
Juan,
statue.
Okay.
Juan is going to say, the big, strong guy with the fire face go first.
Okay.
My hero.
So when you enter the room and get a closer look, the door on the opposite side seems to have some sort of silver lock on it. The statue at the center looks dressed up like a blacksmith. And he's holding a hammer, a blacksmith's hammer, and right in front of him appears to be an anvil of some sort. And the last bit of detail is that scattered all around this room are these little grayish whitish stones. These small grayish whitish stones of several shapes and sizes, but all relatively small enough you can just hold into your hand fairly easily.
Is the hammer is it an actual hammer or part of the statue?
It's part of the statue.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a stone and take a closer look at it, see if there's anything.
Yeah. Roll a what is the scientific name for the study of rocks and
Geology?
Geology?
Yeah.
Roll a knowledge geology.
Ooh.
I didn't have geo.
Where's
Levi,
Toby?
roll for me.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh no, my friend.
Just a general knowledge if you don't know.
Pretty rock.
Not too bad. Well, the roll ain't perfect, but my knowledge ain't terrible.
Yeah, what is it?
A 10.
10.
This particular rock is a special type of rock that they turn into chalk. They use this rock to turn to because you can essentially draw with it if you really wanted to.
All right.
Okay.
Rox's body, but Levi's curiosity. He'll take some of this rock and put it on the anvil to see if that activates any sort of mechanism.
You just place the chalk on the anvil?
Yes.
Okay. You place it on the anvil and nothing happens.
Okay. I thought maybe you'd crush it or something.
Are all the stones the same?
I'm sorry?
Are all the stones the same type? of
No.
stone?
They're different shapes, sizes. Some are more jagged than others. They're all different. But they all look like they're made of the same stuff.
Okay.
They're all chalk stuff.
Can I look closer at the door? The door in front of us?
Yeah. Again, the door seems to be a large stone door of something.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be sealed. And, the only other distinguishing feature is that it has a silver lock in it.
Okay.
Does the statue look like it's made of similar material as the original one we found in the entrance?
Yeah, I would say similar material, correct.
How clean's its butt?
It seems to be uniform all throughout.
Okay.
The condition of the statue appears to be uniform all throughout.
Wait, guys. I just thought of something. Could it be that the butt of the other statue was clean because someone had entered and cleaned it before us? It couldn't, right?
Well, I mean, if you've ever been sightseeing, sometimes the statues, certain parts people like to touch for various reasons, and they're sometimes shinier than the other parts.
Yeah, but
That's a real thing, right?
But this is a temple that, lost and you have to find them. You don't think that anybody's got here, like, today before us, right?
Well, it appeared right in front of us. Well, I don't know, because maybe it was just like illusionary magic making it to where we couldn't see it. So maybe.
Let's get ready for that. We can
Either
let
way,
our time.
Either way, it looks like we need a key if we want to get any further in this room.
And I'm guessing the blacksmith is going to make that key for us.
But these rocks aren't metal, they're...
Oh, draw a key on the anvil. And then maybe he makes that.
Okay,
key.
that's not that dumb of an idea. Let's try that. And like we'll pick up the rocks and try to like make the shape of a key in the anvil with the rocks.
Yeah. Roll me perform draw. Roll me a perform draw with your body, whosever body you have. Perform draw with Levi.
Yeah, his performance as well, but I don't think he has anything in draw. So.
Then just a roll of
Roll
general
performance.
general performance.
Okay. Oh, a good roll.
Oh, 12.
12. So Levi,
Yeah.
or Levi's
one.
body draws a very accurate looking key, like two-dimensional drawing of a key that you believe would fit into the lock of this door. And as soon as you pull away and finish your drawing, the anvil, the hammer of the statue comes falling down,
Nice.
hits the anvil, and then as the hammer lifts up, magically underneath it is this silver key.
I'm gonna grab the key and be like, high five, Levi, you go, man!
Bah! Ah, my hand. Ow! That hurt.
You're on fire.
So Al is curious. As soon as he sees that and they're high-fiving, he takes a rock and he tries to sketch like a small dagger.
Sure. You take a small rock and you start to sketch a small dagger, and then as soon as you pull away, roll me a perform, just a general perform.
That
with
That would be you, Clef.
Juan with Juan.
Oh, okay, yeah. 14.
14. And underneath it is a silver dagger.
Oh, draw food.
We don't
Food-
want
wait.
silver
Food's
food.
not made out of metal.
Yes, that's very good point you have.
But, well, we have this magic. Is there anything else we need?
That's
we
metal.
can maybe make like a bottle, like a better bottle, in case we, you catch what I'm
True.
saying?
Yeah, I mean, mine are made out of glass, which is a lot more breakable than metal.
I think in Legend he's like the bottle just traps him. So I think
Yeah, but okay, wait. This is really important. Let's sit down and think. What do we need? We
We
can
need-
make stuff
Ooh.
out of nothing.
silver bullets. We
We don't have a gun.
I have plans on fighting werewolf later.
Wait, it makes silver things. That's not a bad idea. But we don't have a gun, so no bullets.
Al
Can you
pockets
draw?
the dagger meanwhile, so he has the dagger on him.
Well, we think you go make daggers for everyone. Please.
Are you gonna make daggers for everyone? Okay.
Sure.
All right. Roll me a three more performs.
Okay,
Please.
Brandon.
We can
Maybe-
just
you,
do
Clef.
like
That's you,
million
Clef.
Here, I can,
Oh,
I can,
fuck.
Three more.
I can roll them since I know your roll now.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
We could make like 1,000,000 silver coins.
We could make. I mean, I was thinking of something like
All right.
pellet, like what they used in it to hit it, like silver.
Oh, yeah,
Pellet.
like silver bullet in slingshot. Perfect idea.
So we just make the drawing of a ball.
All right. AJ, did you get below 10 on anything?
One of them. I got 9, 11, 14.
Okay, so 2 of the daggers that you make seem to be very good. The other one seems to be a little like janky.
Let's
So
give
you got a
Roxana
janky,
that one.
looking dagger.
Hey, maybe give that one to Al's body.
Yeah, let's
Give it to the clumsy one.
Yeah, give the clumsy body the worst one. That makes a lot
All
of
right.
sense.
We have special privileges, guys. We're here.
By this point, I'll say like a good 15 minutes have passed, just as an FYI.
Okay.
We do need to hurry. So,
Yeah,
This
didn't you
is
say
it?
something about this temple only appearing and people get lost in here? Maybe this is how they get lost with all this amazing magic.
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
the good point, maybe in like, who knows, we only got like an hour and a half, and then we're teleported into another
So,
dimension. Who knows?
we don't need nothing else. No one can think of anything else.
Maybe just a couple silver pellets, just in case. Who knows?
Okay. Levi will try and draw like silver pellets. Like,
All right, just roll to see if you don't critically fail. That's all I care. Just because pellets are super easy.
Levi.
You didn't
Whoa.
critically fail, but very close.
All right, so I'm gonna say you're able to make with that roll. I'll say you'll be able to make a half a dozen pellets.
Okay. Like, there you go, Roxana.
Okay.
All right. So
Let's see
let's see if this key works.
Yeah, because we haven't tried that.
We just been thinking it was right the whole time.
Yeah,
It doesn't
Levi
even work. We're just like,
goes
oh.
and puts the key and sees if
You
it fits.
go in and put the key in the lock. It seems to fit perfectly.
And I'll pop.
Click.
Yeah. Let's go, guys. Next test. And I'll open the door.
You'll open the door, and you see before you a spiral stone staircase. Spiral stone staircase.
How much more of these do you think we'll have to do?
Probably like a dozen.
I don't like that idea. And Juan is going to start walking down.
You'll start walking down the stairs. And I would say the spiral staircase is about 3 flights. Are you following, Juan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll start to walk down the stairs 3 flights, and once you reach the bottom step, Juan disappears, or the body, Levi, disappears, and Juan, you find yourself back to the top step, but facing away from the staircase. So as if you had just climbed to the top of the stairs. So
Okay.
as you're stepping on the final step, you disappear and reappear and are now up stepping on the top step.
There goes our light, so...
Yeah, you're dark. I'm gonna yell, guys, are you down there?
Do we hear
Yes,
him?
God.
I'm not. Yes, I'm God.
What happened?
I'm back here. Finish going down and you'll see.
So
We kinda can't see very well, Juan.
Okay, then I'll go get you and I'll try something. I'm gonna use my hoop to fly and go down without touching the ground. See if that makes any difference.
Yeah. You will use your hoop to fly, and what do you do? Like you'll get there, you'll catch up with them, and then what do you do?
I'll catch up with them and be like, okay, guys, right now you can see I'm flying. I want to test something, but when the moment I finished going down the stairs, I just reappeared upstairs, like I just have finished walking down.
So why don't we just jump over the last step?
That's like something. That's kind of the idea I had. I haven't
With
touched
the...
any steps because I've been flying. So yeah, you guys try jumping the last
Hey,
step.
Hark, with the... So, we're at the very end of the staircase. What do we see
Oh yeah,
past the last step? Or is it just the last step?
Past the last step is another hallway.
Okay, so...
They're going straight forward. It's going straight forward.
So I'll try jumping over the last step down to the ground.
Okay. Roll jump.
That's
Clef
athletics.
or acrobatics, I don't know, one of the two.
Yep.
Either one.
Or acrobatics. Whichever. Yeah, acrobatics. Athletics or acrobatics, whatever's higher, honestly.
11.
11? Yeah. You'll be able to jump, and as you pass what looks like some sort of like barrier or wall, you sail over past the last step, and you end up jumping back on the top of the stairs.
Whoa.
Back to the top of the staircase.
Well, that
Okay.
didn't work, guys.
Can you see anything?
Just back up at the top of the steps.
Okay, Levi, wait me here for a second. I'll go up real quick. And I'll go for Albion. And I'll fly back up, dry out, and fly back down. Okay,
Now can I use the spell?
Yes.
yes.
Alright, so he'll cast it again.
Roll it.
Or 19.
19? Okay. You think whatever magic is there you've dispelled.
After
Okay.
you, Levi.
Me or Rocks?
Or me.
Rocks, Levi.
Oh. So me go first. I go
Yeah.
first.
Ladies
Yeah.
first.
We've already
Oh.
got the thrill of magically appearing somewhere else. It's your turn.
Oh yeah. Well, we should totally send like Albion's body just in case there's like spike trap or something.
Okay? So you're sending Albion's body?
Yes.
Yeah, you go,
Alright.
Rocks.
So Rox will go down the steps and will be able to pass to the next step without teleporting
Nice.
back to the top.
Good job.
And Albion will continue walking. And suddenly you hear the sound
spike trap.
of some mechanic mechanism going off. And this, right out of nowhere, out of this wall, this big giant blade, like saw blade, comes up, going straight for Albion's head. Would Albion's body please roll a dodge?
Oh, she
It goes
did.
right to Albion's head.
Can I go like super fast and tackle him to the ground? I'm flying.
Yeah. Roll me a swiftness, please.
Al's body got a 9.
Okay.
Levi got a 12, which is almost a critical success.
Okay. So, this is what happens. The blade shoots forth. We're talking like Indiana Jones, penitent man will pass kind of blade. If penitent man will pass kind of blade, and it's going straight for Albion's head. Albion is trying to dodge, but he ends up tripping on himself.
Oh.
And then Juan, in Levi's body, flies in to try to get Albion out of the way. And as soon as the blade is about to connect to Albion's body disappears.
Oof.
And in this place, Levi throws himself. The blade comes over and lops off Levi's head.
No! That's
Levi's head falls to the ground and rolls.
What?
No! What? What just happened?
Where
So
the-
Al's
Killed me,
wait, so
Juan.
where the
Wait.
fuck is Rocks?
Roxy's gone.
Roxy is gone in Albion's body. And Levi's head starts rolling on the ground with Levi's body just standing there.
But that's technically Juan though. Right?
But that's my body. And is Juan dead? Juan, can you hear us?
Am I dead or?
Juan, everything went so fast, but you hear people calling your name, and you can feel your cheek against the floor, the cold floor, and you hear people calling your name, and you're looking around. You're like, I can't feel the rest of my body. I can't stand up. So this headless Levi's body is starting to like go like this.
And the
Can I
blade's
talk?
gone. It was just the blade just passed once. It's not like still moving, right?
Yeah, the blade just passed. And in the across down the hallway, you can hear a mischievous laugh.
Can
So-
I talk?
You can talk.
Or like, guys, why can't I feel anything?
You don't feel any pain. Just as
Yeah,
an
yeah,
FYI.
yeah, that-
You don't feel, and there isn't like blood gushing out. It's just
Yeah.
a stump. There's a stump right now.
Why can't I feel anything? Why can't
So-
I move?
Al looks at Levi and Roxy's body and says, stop the body from going somewhere else before another blade comes out. And I'll go over to the head and just kind of look at Juan, and like I can see Juan and I see him talking, correct?
Yeah, you can see him talking. He seems okay.
Why?
Levi's head seems okay.
Why-
just
why-
not on his body.
Why can't I feel my body?
Well, it's just 1 second, and he'll kind of look around, and he's also worried that his body's missing.
Yeah.
And he'll look
Oh,
when he looks at the cut. Like, what does he see? Like at the severing point. Like, does he see?
It's a stump.
Okay.
So this clearly, he should be dead. But this clearly is some sort of magic. Some very mischievously sick joke
Do
magic.
not dispel anything in here.
Yeah, don't dispel, please. What?
Not a single thing gets dispelled until my head's back on my body.
I'm the one that doesn't have a body right now, so
You need to stop being so careless in others' bodies.
But guys, Roxy's not even here either. Like, she's the one that would know all the
My
healing.
body!
His head's off his body. We can worry
Put my
about
head in my
disappeared body later.
Put my head on a body.
Hold on, I've seen this in Hocus Pocus.
Put
So-
my head on a body.
Al will pick up the head and like turn it upright.
Yeah. And yeah, you will be able to see Juan, Levi's body, and I guess Levi's body is still. You still have control of your hands. It's just you're detached, if that makes sense. So you can still like walk over to yourself, and if you want to pick up your head, you're.
Where are you? Like,
He'll hand
okay.
it. He'll hand the head to the hands.
Oh my
So now
god.
you've got Levi's head in your hands right now.
I'm gonna turn over and look at Levi and be like, ooh.
You made me lose my head. This is not funny.
I'm gonna try
I
and
don't know why I'm
my head in
laughing.
the pump, like see if it reattaches itself.
You'll put your head back on the neck. It doesn't reattach.
I'm gonna take my
You can
head.
hold it that way. You can hold it that way if you
No,
want.
I
but-
can't because I still have the dragon egg with me.
Drop the dragon egg, put my head back in my body.
I'm gonna have my head over here, the dragon egg over here. And be like, well, I'm still alive.
When we get out of here, I'm going to kill you.
Apparently, he doesn't die.
Okay, guys, let's keep going. And he'll start flying, so to not touch the ground.
My head is not on my body.
And he's gonna grab himself by the hair and go like this and be like, you have to concentrate now, Levi. Okay? Don't focus on seeing things that don't matter. We need to find Albion Roxana.
You're literally holding my head in my hands.
This is my head right now. Do you know how weird this feels?
I'm afraid I'm going to when I get back in there.
Probably you. Let's just keep. Don't touch the ground. Come, grab me by somewhere and we'll fly.
Oh, okay. You made me lose my head.
Before you go too far, do they see anywhere where the blade came out? Like, is there any crack
Yeah.
in the wall? So he sees a crack.
Yeah.
So before they go too far, I think Al would start looking to make sure the wall doesn't have any more cracks along it, or the floor, or the ceiling, anywhere where a blade could come out.
Yeah. Roll me a spot.
Clef, that's your body.
Okay.
with Juan's body.
Oh god, I'm freaking the hell off. Wait, 7. I'm gonna do. Levi is going to. Juan is going to do it too, and he
He's
can do
just
it more freely. He can.
holding the head around. Yeah, looking.
Yeah, go ahead and roll Levi's spot.
14.
Okay. Neither of you see anything else. Any other places where a blade could come out that you can see?
Do we see Al's body anywhere?
No, you don't.
I'm gonna be like, are you guys grabbed? We're gonna fly over through this hole, and let's keep yelling. Rocks! Rocks! Can you hear us? And Juan is going to fly over the hallway.
Yeah, you'll fly to the hallway, and at the end of the hallway is another room. If you want to go inside the room, and inside of the room from the outside, you can see that there are 3 thrones in that room.
Rocks!
Meanwhile, while all of that is happening over at Le Temple of Doom, Albion's body disappeared and got whisked away. And in one split moment, you probably saw your life flash before your eyes as you saw the trap coming for you. But in an instant, you go from the musty, dusty smell of the dungeon to the fresher air of the outdoors. You find yourself in a relatively pretty grove-like area in the rainforest that is laden with an abundance of very bright-looking flowers. Albion himself would probably particularly appreciate this part of the forest.
Yes.
However, in addition to still being slightly disoriented at the fact that your life literally flashed before your eyes before you got here, you can't further appreciate this scene because you hear a lot of activity going on nearby. You will see this big, massive Venus flytrap looking thing.
Oh my god.
Huge, large Venus flytrapping thing, easily large enough to swallow an average adult whole, easily. And it's got very long vines, or that are basically the size of small branches, that are whipping around, and currently is attacking Chessa. And Chessa is trying really hard to dodge around from getting hit by these branches that's swatting at her. She can probably easily leave because the plant itself doesn't seem to be super mobile. But for whatever reason, she's engaging with this plant. Chance is off to the other side, and he seems to be trying to attack this plant with jinxes, but they don't seem to be having much effect. And Finn comes up and grabs you by the shoulder, and he says, "I'm really sorry, but we really need your help right now."
Am I dead? He goes, "Am I dead? Because the afterlife is really kind of nuts."
What? No. I used the bracelet.
The what?
The bracelet. And you can hear Chance call out, "Finn, Albion, we really could use your help here if you don't mind, please."
Oh, right. I'll explain later. Okay. So.
The other thing I should mention is Naila does not seem to be anywhere at all in sight.
Oh.
She does not seem to be around at all. I'm gonna say that as you are trying to assess the situation, your brain starts remembering possibly something about this big, large, gargantuan plant.
20.
Okay. You are going to very easily identify this as the Brazilian. It probably has its own Brazilian name, but in Japanese, you simply know it as a gargantuan Venus flytrap, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And the thing about this Venus flytrap, it is heavily resistant to spells. So you probably presume that these 4 characters have already tried to attack this thing with the spells that they have, but it doesn't seem to be particularly effective. However, you do know that the roots of this plant are particularly sensitive, and if you're able to get to the roots and at minimum tickle them a bit, it might at least cause the big maw of the Venus flytrap to release.
Okay. So at this point, I'm going to call out, Finn, we need to get to the roots underneath. We have to dig and get to the roots.
Finn will nod. Understood.
Okay.
And you notice another thing. Finn doesn't seem to have his trident with him.
Oh no.
So he actually goes to grab it, and he says, and then he curses, and then he kind of looks around, and he sort of yells out, "We need something to dig."
All right. So, oh goodness, how good's my Well, because I'm Roxana in his body, I would assume Albion's good at everything. So I'm going to try and conjure a shovel. That's what I'm going to try and do because I assume he's good at everything.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to find...
Maybe a transfiguration?
Maybe a transfiguration? Cool. Yeah, I might, because I have my wand, maybe turn that into a big shovel or something. So that'll be...
Yeah, I don't know if you can transfigure... If a wand can transfigure itself.
Oh, yeah, true.
But you might be able to transfigure, a branch.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I might try and do that. Okay, so / 2d6 plus 9. Goodness, AJ's sheet is so beautiful. It's 14.
Okay. You'll be able to transfigure a shovel.
Mm-hmm.
Finn says, "Perfect," and he'll grab it, and he runs towards the plant, and he says, "Guys, keep it distracted." And Chessa yells out, "What do you think I've been doing this entire time?" And again, she's dodging another branch. She just kind of goes, Matrix style.
Yeah.
She does a little Matrix style thing. And then she jumps up and grabs, a branch up at the top of a tree and swings over to the other side so that the plant is distracted on her.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, Chance is still trying to pelt it with some jinx spells. While yelling out, "All right, you big weed! Over here, you big overgrown shamrock of a beast!" And he's trying to, distract it. Meanwhile, Finn is starting to dig as deeply as he can. And he sort of yells out to you, "Can you make another one?"
Yeah, sure. Roxana / Albion will pick up a bunch of rocks and scream out, "Hey, over here, you big ugly oaf," and will start pelting, rocks at it, trying to get its attention while avoiding Chessa. Trying to hit Chessa.
Go ahead and roll
God.
ranged melee attack. I think that he's clumsy.
Yes,
I think it's a -2. I think he gets a -2 on this.
9. That's okay. And a 5. So it'll
9 is pretty good.
But I take disadvantage.
We'll go with
so
the
it'll
9.
Go with the 9? Okay.
Oh,
It's a 5
you
with
think
my
disadvantage?
worst.
Oh, it's a 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So, fortunately, you needed a 5 at minimum to prevent not hitting Chessa or Chance.
Thank goodness.
But I'm going to say you just totally missed.
I hate being in this body. She keeps going on.